everybody? How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to the House of Flux. And everybody, I'd like everybody to say a special hello to Mo in the Deep End. What's
Hey
up, Mo?
guys. Well, it's past 7. I still have a bra on. It's a banner Friday evening. What can I say?
Now that you say that, I'm like, oh my God, it is after 7 and I do still have a bra on. It is a party.
I
Holy
know
cow.
you contend pants are prison. I say bras are prison.
I do agree bras are prison, but tonight I do because we are painting, I do have a camera to set up to paint, so I'm like, I
Yeah.
have to wear pants because it's a downward facing camera at my desk.
This
So,
is not that kind of stream, though we would get more super
yeah,
chats.
that's true. I think I'd end up making a lot more money, but, that's besides the point. But hey, welcome everybody. For those of you who are new here, I'm Flux. We talk about stuff,
All the stuffs
all the
and things.
stuff anywhere, especially the stuff that the government pretends isn't real. Because we all know the government, they like to be sneaky with that stuff. But we got Christine in the chat. What's up, Glowy in the house? What's up, Glowy?
Yay.
Do you live stream? I do live stream.
I
Are you
I
guys
am
talking?
semi-competent.
I try. A lot of times I end up getting derailed, like 98%
Yes.
of the time.
I will be no
Emma,
help.
but see, it's good though, because at least when I have like somebody to bounce off of, it doesn't go to such a weird place because my brain's weird a lot.
I
Flux,
make
I
no
push.
promises.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited because I have some questions.
Oh, no.
Dave, what's up? You pushed your stream for me. Aw, thank you.
Aw.
Uh,
Also, how much will it be for you to come make me a treehouse? Because my children don't understand shut doors, and Mr.
oh,
Mo won't make me a panic room.
that would be so cool to have a treehouse studio.
I know, I'm so
Oh
jealous.
my God. I need that now. That's going to be the next thing on my list.
It
Um,
is. Yes, I am. And I am
um,
Liv,
we got
sort of.
Paige in the house. Steven, Tina, what's up, guys? Solomon, what's up? How's it going? My voice went to a real high octave there. I've learned that when I say hello, my voice goes so I gotta like bring it down because I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, or
Oh,
then you would get that weird froggy thing, and you're like, and you're trying to do it off mic, and
right? Like I don't want to end up having vocal fry where I talk like
oh,
this all
oh,
the time.
or
But
you
I
end it with
also,
a question?
oh my
Like,
God, I grew up in SoCal in Orange County. So
oh,
like
no.
I was like totally like a SoCal girl. And like this is how I like used to talk like all the time. It was terrible.
Oh,
I'm
plus,
so
we
glad.
shouldn't have been friends.
Yeah, I
I would have
like
had to send you to a 4-step program. The first 3
I
steps
think
would have been marching.
well, see, and that's why I'm glad I joined the military because now the last time I went back home to California, or 2 times ago. I went back home to California and like the house that I grew up in, we grew up in like our whole lives, and our neighbors, like, we grew up like we did in the old days where all the kids hung out all the time.
Oh,
And
yeah.
our next door neighbors, they were essentially, our brothers and sisters.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
and like my next door neighbor, she's like my sister. We haven't seen each other in probably like 9 years. And we're crying and hugging, and how are you doing? Oh, good. How are you doing? Like yada yada. And she just looks at me and she goes, "What the fuck kind of accent is that?" And I'm like, I don't know. It's
I
changed over the years.
believe me, I tend to pick up things from different people, so people will say, "Where are you from?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't claim Indiana all the time."
See, I used to say I was a gypsy because being in the service, you
Oh,
travel
yeah.
around, you live in all the different places. And yeah, it's definitely a weird amalgamation of things now.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
but guys, I have a fun new announcement too, because like everybody else, all, awesome streamers. Wow, I'm just looking over and like I'm getting that blue glass tint from the light and it's
Oh,
making my eyes funky. Hold on, let me
I know. I hate when I I got the special glasses
Yeah,
glare
the blue light
stuff.
glasses.
Oh, yeah, well, on your regular glasses and, the coating that costs a bajillion dollars more because, it's not covered by insurance, but
Mm.
I'm like, "God bless you, TRICARE. You love us."
Oh god. Tricare. Oh, I hate
Oh, believe me.
Tricare.
Oh, yeah, don't get me started.
Let's get it started. Okay. Um, but so guys, fun new announcement. So, like every big streamer, they have a grift. Well, my grift. You guys know that I am deep down, very secretly, nobody knows this. I'm a nerd and that I like nerdy things. And you guys have seen my collection of collectibles, which I love dearly. And my newest collectible I wanted to show you guys. My newest collectible is Urza Scarlet from Fairy Tale, which I got for Mrs. Flux got for me for our 10-year anniversary yesterday, which is amazing. Um, Eric Foams, nerd. Oh, Chandler's in the house. What's up, girl? What's up,
Right
Chandler?
here.
Good to have you here. Uh, yeah, just a little bit. So, not that I ever expect to, but if I make or if we reach $300 in super chats, I will unbox one of my collectibles. And that'll happen anytime I reach $300 in super chats.
Stop. I
I will Oh, is that the puppy?
Yes, he's being an attention, whore.
Oh, but that's the best kind of puppy is a
Oh,
puppy
yes.
attention whore.
Yes. But he's like, "Wait a minute, I used a puppy and no one is paying attention to me. I know the
Oh,
children are out, but he's supposed to be getting relaxed because his demon time's about 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock.
oh
Just like
God.
having a new It's just like having a newborn.
I don't understand the dog's demon times. That's always weird.
Yeah, or he's got a new bone, so he's now remembered that he has a new bone. So,
Oh,
he's we are not the smartest puppy.
but he's just a puppy.
Well, he I did pick his name right. He is definitely a Fry, a Philip J. Fry.
That is like the cutest name.
Well, it was gonna be Lur, from Omicron Persei 8, and I was gonna make him a little Halloween costume with the LeMay cape, but it became quite apparent as we were driving him home that he is not the bravest puppy ever.
Oh, poor baby.
Yeah. Not to mention I didn't wanna have to explain to everyone what Lur and how to spell it was, and I
See, and that's like when so my youngest cat, his name is D'Artagnan, which ended up being completely apt because he darts around the house like crazy. But with D'Artagnan, you ask anybody to spell it and they're like, you know, D-A you try and say but it's actually spelled D apostrophe T
Ah.
EAGNON.
Ah.
And it's like so we just do it how we're like just how it sounds. You can just spell it
Just
out.
make it up.
Yep. Yep.
I I need a Zoid look, David Nielsen, that would be really good. I already have 6 children, 1 husband, 5 cats, and 1 puppy. I think that, I need a Zoidberg like I need a hole in the head right now. Mr. Mo might run away. if I get a
Oh,
Zoidberg.
Dave MLS with the first super chat, kicking it off of the night with a 19.99 super chat. Thank you so much. Start peeling the wrapping back. Okay, for you. Well, I don't. Okay, I don't think any of mine. They're not covered in plastic. They didn't come in plastic wrap, so none of mine have plastic wrap. So I can't do that. But I don't even know which one I would unbox first because, like, so I
We'd have
have
to do
Eddie. I have Eddie from
Aw.
Stranger Things. He's one of my favorites.
I know. I liked. Can
And
we get the reporter girl a sandwich? I just feel like she's getting skinnier every season, and I feel like she just needs a sandwich.
yeah, yeah. Or
meal
like,
replacement
a
shakes.
burger or
Yeah.
7.
And I feel like she should get back with Steve. I feel like Steve needs
See,
his.
and this is one of my favorite points. Is Steve with sunglasses.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I love
One
Steve
second. I'm
with
going to let Frybert out since he wants to be where the children are.
He wants to be where the people are. But yeah, okay, so this is a painting stream, guys. So I've been setting up and trying to get like my paint stuff all ready, which is why I've kind of been like doing stuff. But I'm going to switch to my other camera. Hopefully this works flawlessly. This is the reason I need pants. And boom, here we go. I think that's good. I think that's good. So, yeah, I'm gonna do anytime I reach $300 in super chats, it will be time to unbox. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, I didn't feel like putting up my extra camera because I didn't know if Fry was going to stay in my room. And we're working on not running into the tripod.
Oh. Oh man, what type of breed is he?
Well, in theory, he is supposed to be a Pomsky, which I need to understand who in their right mind left a Pomeranian and a Husky together in the first place for any of that to happen. But
Which
looking at
way did it
him,
go?
I don't know. I don't know. I hope to God. Well, either way, I think it's terrifying.
That's a fair point.
But looking at him, I think he's a Mutsky. He was part of a rescue or a surrender litter. So I don't think they quite knew what he was, and they just kind of made their best educated guess.
Oh, but I mean, he's super cute though.
Oh, yeah, he's really good, and I think I'm waiting on obedience training because I'm supposed to get a call back about possible stuff for my leg, and I don't want to do anything before I have to go in to get some of this treatment stuff done. But it looks like I'm just going to have to go ahead with puppy training because TRICARE's being super awesome about being quick and stuff.
Oh yeah, don't you? They're perfect for that. Speed, quickness. That's TRICARE.
Oh yeah. Well, nothing but the best for us.
Oh yeah. 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 I could go on a tangent.
1 second.
Absolutely no problem. So y'all hear that old Diane Feinstein passed away?
Well, yeah, but I think we should just still let her keep her seat. I mean, I think she'll do less damage as a corpse.
That is fair.
She also, the one thing that I'll always remember Diane Feinstein for is, letting the Night Stalker free to kill more people because she gave away,
right?
really sensitive
Crucial.
information from the investigation. She gave away the fact that they found his shoe print, his very
And the
distinctive
shell
shoe print.
casings.
Yeah, and then he just, was like, "Oh crap."
Oh,
It's like,
yeah, that was definitely it was
and she was all proud
interesting.
of herself.
Yeah, that woman, man. I will
And then she was
ooh.
like, "But I don't want you guys to have weapons to defend yourselves." No.
Just we need us to defend ourselves, but you guys are fine.
Well, isn't she the godmother or the aunt of American Psycho? Or is Nancy Pelosi the godmother or aunt of American Psycho? Because I can't remember. I know that
Uh
they're all incesty
I was
like
gonna
that.
say I would believe either or all of those. Any one of those situations, I'd believe it to be accurate. I can't find my purple. Oh, I found my purple. So cross stitch.
Yes.
Can you explain that a little better to me? Because like I
Um,
know it's kind of like
so
it's stitching with.
it's the act of stabbing something millions of times and coming out with something beautiful.
I mean, that is gorgeous. I love that description so much. But I do need to ask. Bitch. It sounded like he just said bitch, and I really hope he did because that was
No,
funny as shit.
savage.
Oh no, it unmuted for the itch part, and that was
Of
kind of
course
funny.
it did.
So you have 6 children?
Yes. Give me 1
Yep,
second. I'm
no
going to bring the
worries.
puppy back in because apparently he's too hyper around the boys.
No worries. Take your time. Oh, that would have been so fun. Did you guys hear that? Because I heard that. Oh, what's up? We have Fundian in the house. What's up, Fundian? With a $5 super chat. Mother Fluxxing Flux Bucks. For Mother Fluxxing Flux. Get in the Fluxxing basement, you Fluxers. Thank you so much, Fundian, I always look forward to your tongue twisters. I enjoy them because most of the time they trip me up. Oh my goodness. My purple is chunky. I shook it. It's because I didn't get the plastic off the top. Here's the puppy.
You have to wear the hat of shame. No biting. No, you can't bite while wearing the hat of shame.
Is he teething?
I think he's puppy nipping, and the boys like to do this kind of thing where they wave their fingers in front of him. So
Oh.
they don't realize that they're antagonizing him. He is supposed to be relaxing and getting, so they lay on the floor, wrestle with him, and then when he gets excited and goes kind of crazy, they're like, "I don't understand why he's biting me." And I'm like, "Because you are waving finger sausages in his face area. That's why he is."
How many of your children are boys and how many of your children are girls?
I had 3 girls first, and then I got cocky, and I was like, "Boys can't be much different." And then I'm like, "Oh, dear Lord, I just have to keep these boy people alive." I boys and girls are complete different animals, and I will say that I had a lot of not militant feminist leanings, but I had kind of, not completely red pilled, but definitely, okay, there's not a lot of differences between boys and girls until I had them. And then I saw how terribly unfair a lot of the systems are for boys. Just
Yeah.
how differently they learn, how kinetic they are. Griffin Wayne, if you do not get out of
Oh, she used the full name. Ooh.
it's like we don't want to play with a puppy and then come antagonize the puppy. I need a lock on my door. and a taser. Just kidding. It's a joke, people.
I mean, so I grew up in a family. I had four, or there was four of us. Me and my sister was first, then me, and then two younger brothers. And I look back, I don't know how my mother did it. Like,
I don't think I had ADHD until I had all the children. Or at least maybe I used it to my advantage before the children, but now it's like I had it, or I have it on overdrive. I can't have a full thought, which kind of works out with trials because I'm like, "Oh, squirrel. Oh, by the way, I remember this thing," which kind of works out.
wow. Yeah,
But it's
I
also really fun too. I mean, it's so you have to get used to a certain level of chaos. That's what ticks me off about this Ruby chick
yeah.
and these momfluencers or whatever the hell you want to call these women that are uh you know putting out these picture perfect lives. Look, my life is chaos. That's why you see the wild feral one come in usually shirtless, or generally just coming in, or I have to run out and put myself on mute and go lay down the law or make sure that nothing's burning down. That's just life as a mom with a big family, and that's just the reality of it. And you just do what you do. It's not perfect, and I don't know who she's trying to sell things to, but it's not gonna happen, and it it only puts crazy amounts of pressure on moms who already feel like they're screwing up anyway.
Yeah. So I know how I feel, but I'm not a mom. You as a
Yeah.
mother, how do you feel as a mother seeing, like, because it is a thing where these influencer moms put their children through all of this.
I so I kind of I've tried to make it a point, like, you guys know the youngest feral one's name because I have to yell at him all the time. But I try to make it a point, at least of my older ones, especially, to not use their names and not put their stuff out there because I feel like they didn't choose to go online and put themselves out there. I shouldn't put them out there at all. That's
Yeah.
not something they chose. And I feel like the parents that put their kids out there, it's not fair to them. I don't like them making their kids a business. And I
Yeah.
don't look, you should be allowed. Kids are going to have tantrum days. You guys, families are going to have rough days. They just
Yeah.
are. You're going to have days where everything goes to crap in a handbasket and you all end up eating like McDonald's and straight vodka for mom. Like, that's just, I mean, just pretend that's never happened here.
Never, ever. None of these water bottles ever have anything other than water. Always
I have
water.
never, I have never had an emotional support beverage ever. Not ever.
What's
But
up? We got MLS with another $20 super chat. Oh, that's for you.
Mo has to read this. MLS has a mocha dick. You do realize that I have promised that once I get monetized, I will read all of the lyrics. I will not rap. I will read the lyrics as my first members only video of WAP. Now I'm pretty sure I will
Oh my
give my
God.
all of the computer my brand new computer gonna herpesipagelitis. Okay, I'm gonna have to bleach bit it after that, a la Hillary Clinton. But I will read it. That was my promise. I made it. So when I get monetized, if I get monetized, that would be my first. Friberto, no, you have proven that you cannot handle going outside. No. The
Salvador, how
answer is
dare you
no.
not be subscribed? And by the way, everybody needs to go over to Mo in the Deep End. Subscribe to her channel. We want to get her monetized because I want to see that so bad. I want to see the dramatic reading of WAP. done a la Mo.
Well, I figure if Ben Shapiro can do it, why
I was
not
gonna
me?
say, is Ben Shapiro the inspiration behind that, or
No, I think we were I cannot remember. No, you're not going out to bother the cats. You are not no, sir. You are
oh, he sounds so cute.
yeah, well, so I got him a very gentle it's not a shock collar, it's a collar that it's like a
Yeah, it's the
vibrating
like,
collar.
yeah, it's a vibrator collar.
Yeah, and I think he's grown used to it, so now he's testing it, but he is also unfortunately having to learn that no means no, so he's like, But if I whine just louder, she'll listen." That's the fun part of motherhood is like, "Okay, well, I'll test boundaries and I'll just whine louder."
Oh,
Yeah, it's
good
a
lord.
so
Oh.
consistency and not giving in are those fun things because they will test and test and test until they realize, "Okay, well, mom's not gonna give in. Maybe I'll go try dad."
Now I have a question. I
Yes.
have heard I have heard
Yes.
that couples argue more over how to raise a dog than they do their children. Is that is
So
that true at all? Or have you
Mr.
found
Mo
that to be the case?
well, so I think if you're if you don't have similar backgrounds so I will say that if you don't have similar goals, similar backgrounds, but I think Mr. Mo and I so I like to make fun that Mr. Mo is so nice, he's nearly Canadian, and I'm, uh, nearly the empress of the pettyverse, so, uh, he's pretty easygoing, and, we generally don't get very irritated with each other.
Mhm.
Friberto, sir, no, you go out there and you get all jazzed up. You have your bone, you have your treat. You can sit on my lap, but we're not doing the craziness. No, sir. You have your options. That's what you can do.
Oh,
He
he's
says
so cute.
he well, for his safety, because he's a little poop head right now.
See, oh, he just wants everything. Oh my,
He's like, "I would
so
like to bite and lick." Well, so the puppy was more my idea because since I've had my leg injury and my nerve issues, Um, I have been really scared to walk on uneven ground, and of the fall with the cold, wet weather coming,
oh yeah.
really affects my leg. So I basically told Mr. Mo that if I got a puppy and a smaller breed, it would be a motivation for me to walk and really not be afraid of going into my own backyard, which was kind of embarrassing to say because, you know, not being afraid of my own backyard
Yeah.
but so
I
Mr.
mean, sometimes
Friberto
there
and
can
I
be some violent things in the backyard though.
well, I mean, we do true crime. I
Right.
do true crime, so, I mean,
You
it's
said
not like
doo-doo.
yes. Okay, I love you too not the face, not the face.
That's
Not
what
the
she
money
said.
maker. Okay, you've got all of your toys. Go play with your toys. You
I
just
love when they're
cannot play with
they're up, down, up, down. I want to be held. I want to be put down. I want to be held. I want to be put down.
yeah, well, so but we more argue about things like, okay, well, do the girls since the girls have, all this stuff and they're starting to learn to drive and go out and do stuff, are they pulling their weight at home? Are the boys, doing their stuff at home? The boys are talking back more because they're not supposed to be watching YouTube, but all the
Oh,
idiot
YouTube's a
YouTubers
vile place.
I know, I can't believe it. Although I'm not a real YouTuber because I've never met Mr. Beast, so what the actual hell am I doing with my
Uh,
life?
Oh Lord.
Get out now.
Ooh.
If you let him out, okay, you let him out. He's on you. I'm not saving you anymore. But so yeah, it's more just okay, are we being too discipline wise, it's more like that, or did you actually get this? Who has what appointment? Where are we going? What are we doing? Whose
Nice.
sports team is doing this?
Oh,
So that's a lot of it too.
yeah.
So I think if you and your partner are kind of on the same page already, I don't think you would fight as much. But I think if
Mhm.
you have to talk about it before the kid gets there.
See, and that's where I
In
was like,
theory,
in theory,
in
I can
theory,
understand why couples would fight more about how they like raise a dog than a kid, because you
yeah,
typically, when you are with a person, you talk about raising a kid because that's kind of important versus like, oh, yeah, we
yeah.
got a dog. And then, like,
Oh,
but
well, yeah, I mean, he's been like, "Are you gonna put him in training?" And I've been waiting to hear back about my spinal, stimulator trial, and I just called my pain doctor, and he said, "Oh, well, we're still waiting to hear back from TRICARE. Give us a call in another 2 weeks or so." And I was like, "Oh,
ah,
well, yeah, see, puppy training's usually, 4 to 6 weeks. I need to know so I can schedule this so he'll still be a puppy." I'm kind of figuring this
right?
stuff out here.
It's kind of
Also, we're
important.
trying to budget these things because, groceries are only $800,000 now, so
Oh, I know, right?
yeah.
If they don't do something about this damn inflation,
O or do something about anything. I am so tired of
that's
hearing
fair.
how everything is great, everything is awesome. No, it's not. I go to the grocery store. I as a breeder, as it were, um I can tell you that before all of this shenanigans started, you know, Great Value bread was 88 cents a loaf, and I know that because I used to buy 4 to 5 loaves a week.
Good
Now it's a
Lord.
dollar it's a dollar 44, you know, and we're still going through as much bread. So explain to me how people on a fixed income, I mean, we're lucky enough that we can finagle things around and we're okay for right now. But the families that can't, that's what ticks me off is that you have
Yeah.
people lying to us and saying, everything is awesome. Look at these job numbers. Look at this. Look at that. And then I know that there's families that are like, okay, well, I guess we'll just put this on a credit card and hope we can pay it off later. And
Yeah,
it's
it's
just ridiculous.
there. Mrs. Flux the other day showed me this TikTok. She doesn't have TikTok. It was like one of those shorts on
Oh,
YouTube
yeah.
from TikTok or whatever. Um, we don't
Oh,
have
and it looks
TikTok
like
because fuck
AP
China.
gifted 5 memberships.
Oh, thank you so much, AP. I hate that we can't like pull it up yet. I can't display it, but thank you so much, AP. And if you are one of those lucky members, let's see, we got Kristen Fortunato, Tina Nita, Solomon Anderson, Adam, and Bobby Bologna. Y'all got memberships. Go ahead and give AP a big old thank you because you guys know what that means. You are now my Mocha Dicks by force. You did not have a choice. Thank you so much for becoming Mocha Dicks. I love it so much. I love all of my Mocha Dicks. You guys are awesome. But thank you so much for that, AP. I appreciate you. And if I'm counting correctly, that we're still way off. But for those of you coming in or newer who didn't catch it, if I ever hit 300 in super chats, if I ever did, uh, I will unbox one of my. Oh, you can't see them from this shot, but I will unbox one of my collectibles that is very near and dear to my heart, and they all stay in the box because that's where they're safe. But I don't understand people who unbox. Mrs. Flux is an unboxer, and I judge her for it. I judge a
Eh,
lot of
sometimes opposites attract.
you
It's
know.
the little things.
Oh yeah. So
Like when I found out Mr. Mo hadn't seen Team America, and I was like, "How are we even married?"
oh my goodness, can I tell you a secret? I haven't
What?
seen that movie.
Okay, it's possibly the greatest movie ever invented that has puppets. Um, it's terribly, terribly, terribly offensive, and you wouldn't expect anything other than that from, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, but it's also hilariously funny.
I,
And if you really don't like Alec Baldwin, you get to see him suffer a terrible unaliving, so, and they make
that's
fun of
always
Alec
kind of
or
fun.
Matt Damon the entire time, so that's always good.
That
And
is
the songs,
awesome.
oh my gosh.
See, I think that was that's a well, when did that movie come out?
Oh, a while ago. That was right when I think, we were, starting to bomb freedom into the Middle East.
Interesting.
Um,
Okay.
well, it was right around the time that I I wanna say, because I think I was still in high school, and I think my mom would not let me see it, so until I moved out, because my mom was fairly sure that South Park was going to ruin America.
I can relate. My mother thought the same, except she was very we were allowed to watch certain episodes. Like we were allowed to watch the episode that made fun of Scientology.
Oh my gosh. I told Mr. Mo all about the history of Scientology and everything, and he's like, "You are making this crap up." And I was like, "Oh no, no man, no sir, I am not." And he finally had to look into it and he said, "You are really not making any of this up? You aren't?" He said, "Tom Cruise believes every bit of this."
Isn't
And I
that
was like, "Yeah." I was like, you know what? I don't know, but the man barely sleeps. He looks like he's 25. I mean, maybe a bunch of souls that of aliens in a volcano from a billion years ago. Maybe I just need to learn to harness my thetans too, because I'm a little exhausted over here.
right? Like is that why he runs in all movies is because he's so super fast from being like so enlightened and stuff?
I have no well, I don't know. I mean, who knows anymore? That or like super, super duper oxygenated blood or whatever, don't
I
know.
need me some of that.
Yeah, whatever I'll have whatever Tom Cruise is having, like in, When Harry Met Sally. I'll have whatever he's having or whatever she's having.
Oh man. So what trial are you currently following?
I am currently, I just finished opening statements for the Take Care of Maya trial.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Well,
that
because I have CPRS or C complex regional pain syndrome, CRPS. So I have that. That's what I have in my leg. So
yeah.
I figure I can offer sort of now you want back inside. You ridiculous puppy. Swear to goodness.
That's so I typically like my sometimes my cat will scratch at my door, but typically I keep my animals out of my room because especially if I'm painting, my cat likes to sit. He wants to be here, and so I typically have to kick them out when I'm painting. So uh
Well,
if
he wants to be right next to oh, well, it's typically around this time that we do nightly newsy news and he starts settling a little bit
oh
down. But he's just being a booger face today, so who knows?
oh he's just a puppy. Oh man. So the in care of Maya. Uh, I've heard
So
it's not going great.
Well, what I can say is that the so Maya's I've only done the opening statements,
Mhm.
and Maya's lawyer was all discombobulated, irritated. I mean, he had, I've notes on Post-its and papers, and he was just weird. He was just kind of not linear. He kind of just splattered thoughts all over the place, and then that was juxtaposed with the, defense, well, the guy defending the hospital who had, slides. He was very linear,
He was like
and
he was a
and it w
lawyer like he was getting paid to be a lawyer.
well, that and okay, if you have no basis of understanding beyond what you have just heard presented in front of you for CRPS, it is easy to see the facts in front of you and say, "Okay, well, this mom is definitely, seems very pushy. The pain medication that she's asking for, the fact that this, little girl is screaming for touch and, all of this stuff, it even medical professionals don't deal with this at all very often. So it's easy to see how the hospital and other people would look at what she was on, look at how she was presenting, look at how the mother was presenting, and see this as possibly a very concerning situation.
Yeah.
So, as much as I said I would be totally petty, I can see just from what they presented and how it was presented that, okay, it does look uh, normal-ish with how they presented it. So that's why I figure, okay, I can kind of sit there and explain, all right, well, when they say they went in there just to pat her arm or see, if she was really faking her pain, that what they did to her was incredibly torturous if you
Yeah.
actually have this condition.
Yeah.
Because, as a person that has it just in my leg and not all over my body, I can tell you if someone touches you when you're in a highly sensitized state, just a simple pat would can feel like someone rubbing sandpaper into an open wound.
Oh, Lord.
A breeze can feel like unbearable if you're
Yeah.
in a highly sensitized state. So, but if you don't have the experience to communicate, and I hope that when Maya testifies, and I think she will be able to communicate that in a way that's digestible for the jury. It's just
Yeah.
that her lawyer was all of, 900 Ted Kaczynski Post-it notes,
Oh
like,
God.
boiled together and a couple weird he just didn't present it in a very linear, polished way, and then you had the lawyer for the hospital present a very polished, very professional, presentation. So it was not so heartening, but I've heard that, it gets better from there, but it was just like, "Oh, for the love of God." Although there were some cursey words for the defense opening because he said something so offensive, I about lost my mind. He had
Oh.
said something, basically, he said something about had to the effect of, had the mother agreed to the treatment the hospital suggested, they wouldn't be there today. And I
Oh,
had to
are you
stop,
serious?
and I was like, "F you, MFer. That's some bullshit. You could have just taken that right out of your entire speech and had a perfectly normal." Yeah, I went way off
I mean,
because
like it's nobody the whole medical tyranny thing, that's a real thing.
well, it is. The fact is, okay, so again, Maya right now is not taking medicine to for her pain. She's not taking any pain relief medication. And The lawyer for the hospital made a big deal about the fact that she's not taking any pain relief medication. The fact that he doesn't bring up is that she is 17, and I guarantee you she is scared to damn death that if she takes any sort of pain medication, she will be torn away from her father. So she is grinning and bearing it until she turns 18.
Wow. See, I was gonna ask how old she is now, and how old was she when all this happened to her?
I believe she was 10.
God, like,
So, maybe the mom was a bit misguided, maybe she wasn't, maybe there were other treatments, but the mom had been to 48 different doctors. They had been to several different hospitals. This mother had been with her daughter trying to find a diagnosis for why she was in so much pain, for what was happening. They had
yeah.
seen some positive results.
I mean,
The RSD Foundation is right in Tampa. That's RSD is what complex regional pain syndrome used to be called.
uh-huh.
So it's not as though they were just, like going to a voodoo doctor and figuring something out, which is
Yeah.
kind of how it was presented.
Well, and it's
So it,
like, you know, if that had you gotta have a breaking point when it comes to seeing your daughter in pain like that.
well, that, and I said, "Look, the mom was probably," and my guess is the mom was probably traumatized at that moment because they had had such a good outcome with the ketamine coma that she was getting function back. She was, doing better, and then she sees her daughter back in a full-on flare in terrible pain. They're at the ER, the doctors are not listening to the mom. Her daughter's in terrible pain. She's probably flipping the hell out.
Oh,
I mean, I
absolutely. I
can,
would be too.
and mother's default personality was strong-willed and quite frankly bitchy. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The mom was pushy, okay? It, that seems to be her default. But this is also a woman who you heard about in opening testimony who, when her son was born with low platelets, she wasn't allowed to. You need to have like an actual relative to donate blood. She wasn't
Mhm.
allowed to donate blood at the hospital that she was at. She checked herself out of the hospital there, went to another hospital, collected the blood herself, came back and gave her son her own blood because, he needed it. So
Wow.
that's the kind of mom she was. So it it's
It
just,
it's a heartbreaking situation. It's been hard because I've I've tried to listen here and there, but it's a brutal one.
well, and that's why I told people I'll be doing it piecemeal. I'm not gonna do it day in, day out. I
Yeah.
will be doing it, as I am. I breaking down the Delphi thing. I'm learning how to use Canva.
Oh,
I'm just
can
learning all the skills.
can you tell me about the Odin stuff? Because
Sort of. So
I
I'm
have
only half
I have no idea what's
okay.
going on, but I heard like pagan sacrifice and Odin, and I'm like, what the hell is happening?
Okay, I am only halfway through the introduction of the defense memo. What I can tell you is that things are shenanigans and bananas. Now,
Ooh,
I I have a local defense attorney who was able to get me the memo off of Carroll County, the court or county clerk office. It was up and then it was pulled down immediately, nearly. Now,
interesting.
yeah, now this uh memo, I am a giant nerd. I don't know if you know this, but
You?
when I first I know, it's weird. But when I first started reading the little bits that and pieces that were coming out, I was like, "Oh my god, Odinist, man, bear, pig, I wanted to love you, defense. I wanted to love you."
Yes.
But I was thinking, "Man, bear, pig, okay, whatever, alright. I can't why?
Do they
Why are you
really
going man,
mention
bear,
man, bear,
pig?"
pig?
No, but I was just thinking, you're going Odinist, like, why are we going man, bear, pig when we
Yep.
have When we have,
Wow.
the totally fishy probable cause affidavit and the lack of evidence, physical evidence. But
Yeah.
then I start reading just the, intro to the memorandum, and they have footnotes, and all of the stuff that they are putting in this memorandum is coming directly from discovery from the state.
Oh, wow.
So, it's not like they're pulling this from, Jim Bob down the street who did a podcast one day about, Delphi. So, basically, the working theory that the defense is putting out is that there were, a bunch of disaffected men-ish people who, decided to call themselves Odinist, but it's this weird offshoot of Odintology, I'm going to call it, because real Odinists believe none of this stuff. Nicholas is, in fact, very offended because there's
Oh,
actually
man.
oh, well, there's actually an upswelling of the old sort of Nordic religion, pagan kind of stuff. This is a bastardization by a guy who looks, I shit you not, like the illegitimate love child of Rick Moranis and Bill Gates with a worse jawline.
Oh my god. Seriously?
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
Dave is leaving with
That's
another holy shit $20 super chat. Thank
woohoo!
you so much, Dave. Okay, bye Fluxxing, off to do my stream. You have an amazing stream.
You too.
We will probably end up
Yes.
dumping into it. You'll probably end up dumping into you at some point. So, thank you
Yes.
so much for that $20. Oh, I'm looking into this camera. I should be like, I guess, looking over that. Thank you so much, Dave. I appreciate it. I'm all talking in my camera and stuff. Like, you guys
Oh,
can see my
I
face.
do the same thing. I've been working with doing the second camera and trying to figure out how to cross stitch and stream because that's what I used to do when I was just listening to you guys because I used to listen to you and Jeff when I first got
Oh,
hurt. Yeah, that's how I was like fangirling. I was like, I'm gonna go on with Flux tonight. You have no idea. And my kids are like,
oh,
who? And I was like, shush. I'm pretending I'm famous. Be quiet.
oh. Well, I'm glad we could at least entertain, because I had I deal with a hip injury and like uh I was laid up on the couch for a while, and I know how much it like just sucks like not being able to move around sometimes.
It it does, and I feel it's it's been a real having YouTube has been great because it's been a real change in my identity. The last 12 years, I've been a mom who kind of takes care of stuff around the house and does all that, and it wasn't glamorous. I mean, I do a lot of laundry and a lot of mopping, and then a lot of this is just why we can't have nice things, just yelling.
Yep.
But and then not being able to do that, it was a bit uh kind of soul crushing to be honest because it's like,
Oh,
okay, well, what do I do now? I mean, I don't what do I do? So finding this was really great. And then a lot of the community has stuff that, has things that bother them, have, things that kind of set them back, but then we work around them. So it was nice to find, okay, other people have stuff. We just do workarounds. Okay. And then so that was nice. And then, just talking during trials and doing cross stitch. It's like, I can do that. Now, the
right?
technology part, semi competence.
See, I'm still trying. I gotta figure out the technology. I gotta get, I figure the minute I can start editing and like putting up shorts or at least actual
Yeah.
proper videos, I'd probably do a lot better.
Yeah, I keep getting these, random marketing people that are talking to me about, search engine optimization, hashtaggy things, and I don't know where I'm supposed to put them. I know I'm supposed to put them somewhere. I'm like, "I just get Mo a semi-paid assistant who will work for Hot Pockets." I don't know what I'm doing.
I mean, shit, I'd work for Hot Pockets. Hot Pockets are good.
Oh, I know. Well, pizza rolls are my thing, but those are lava and it's bad for you, and I'm trying to be
Oh, but they're so
fitter-ish.
good. Oh, I
Oh, I
can't.
know. They're awesome.
I mean, I haven't so much anymore, but Mrs. Flux is actually a super picky eater. And for the
Oh,
longest time, I would just get Hot Pockets, or I mean, I would just get Bagel Bites because it was so much easier to just do the Bagel Bites, and it's like I knew she would eat it.
that's I will cook for my entire family, and then I'll just eat something completely different because I am a picky eater.
Oh, really?
I always say yeah, yeah, I am. So I'll make something for well, because if I'll do low carb, the rest of my family will not even tolerate the thought of low carb.
Mm.
So by the time I don't wanna make 3 different meals, so I'll just make something small for myself and make them full dinner. Because
Ah, interesting.
God bless air fryers. Of course, I
Oh
say that,
man.
and I do really, really good until the end of the day, and then I'm like, "Oh, bag of M&Ms. You will come with me to dinner or for to bed."
Oh, but like that. See, that's fine too. We all have, you know, our little snacky snack, like regular M and M's, peanut M and M's. What type of M and M's are
Uh,
we talking about?
if I was if I was to give my most favorite M&Ms, it would be the almond M&Ms, but they get you because
Almond?
they only put, like f yeah, they only put, like, 5 in the bag because 'cause they're expensive.
Yeah, I didn't even know they had almond M and M's.
Well, they don't really make much anymore, and I'm trying not to eat as much candy, so ugh. So I try
That's
to buy candy that I don't like, and I know Mr. Mo will eat and the kids will eat, and then I don't get candy I like. So then when I'm like, "Ooh, I want a snack," I'm like, "We have nothing good here." But I'm too lazy to go to Walmart, so it keeps me from snacking.
see, and I figured like for me, I'm I'm one of those people where instead of having like, just sitting down to eat, I like to do like the little snacks all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And Mrs. Flux hates that because she always like, let's have lunch, let's have dinner. I'm like, I'll eat like maybe half a thing and be like, okay, I'm done. And she's like, but you still have your other. I'm like, I'll eat it in like 30 minutes. She's like, but we're eating now. And I'm like, ah,
Well, that and if you've seen The Christmas Story and the line where, like, "My mom hasn't had a hot meal in 15 years," that is the most true line about motherhood ever, so I would rather sit down and eat my meal at 9 o'clock at night where I'm not going to be bothered, and then, perhaps go into my snack stash once in a while and eat my Little Debbie in the middle of the dark in the closet when all the children are at school and crinkle wrappers can't be heard. Yeah, whoever
oh
made Little Debbie's is
man.
a true asshole because you make the loudest damned wrappers.
Oh
Ever try
my
to open a Nutty
goodness.
Buddy and quiet? Imma need y'all to make some stealth wrappers because I want my Beatus, but I don't wanna have to share with my children.
I see, and like that's the one thing I'm super happy. Like, so Mrs. Flux likes potatoes. Oh my god, she likes potato chips. Like, she likes
Oh,
chips.
yeah.
She doesn't like sweets a lot. So, like,
Oh.
it's bad if I ever get sweets because I'm the only one that eats them, and then I end up eating like, oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. But then she does the same thing where she'll eat an entire bag of potato chips, like, just sitting there. But, it's, it is.
It is what it is. I'm already married. One of us would have to
See?
take custody of the children. He's stuck with me.
See, that's what I tell Mrs. Flex all that because she'll ask me. She'll like, or she'll be, "Will you love me if I get fat?" I'm like, "Will you love me if I get fat?" And she's like, "Well, yeah." And I'm like, "Well, it doesn't matter. You're stuck with me anyways." I'm like, "You signed a paper promising." I'm like, "The government is gonna hold you to this. That's your
Yeah.
fault, not mine."
I know. I promised Mr. Mo I'd never divorce him, and they only look at you when you're on your third husband.
Oh
He's
man.
like, "You joke about that way too much." And I was like, "Come on, it's hilarious."
How long have y'all been married?
12 years.
Oh wow. That's a
Yeah,
long time.
I
See, and
know.
I
And we
feel
haven't
like the like, obviously the longer you stay married, that the funnier that joke gets.
well, that and romance changes and it's now it's like, do you wanna watch, The Great British Bake Off together and just sit down and hold hands? And it's like,
Mhm.
"Yeah, yeah. Do you wanna sit down and just eat some Little Debbie's and watch The Great British Bake Off?" And you're like, "That sounds like the most romantic thing." Or, you know, Mr. Mo liked it when I came out because he was on the Danny Glover old too old and tired of this shit level, o-meter. He was at, Lethal Weapon 7, Why the Hell is Chris Rock in my movie? Like, he was at the end of his rope, and I went out and yelled at all the children, and he's like, "You have never looked hotter to me." And I was like, "Really? Me in Samuel L. Jackson mommy mode was" he's like I was like, "Okay." I was like, "I don't know why, but that's good because 'cause I'm always yelling because y'all don't hear 'nice, mommy.'" But alright, that's what floats your boat.
Oh, good lord. So you said you had 3 boys and 3 girls, and, like, girls are 100% easier?
N They're different. So, the 3 we had the I had the 3 girls first, so my
Mhm.
oldest is 17, and she's driving now, and she's
Oh,
she's the most like
terrifying.
me. She's the most like me, so she would rather be where the people aren't. She has, like, a little close group of friends, but they're kind of the artsy, fartsy, just kinda the normal weird nerdy people, like the normal ones. And then I have this alien weird child who is popular and into all the sports and running for student council and
Oh,
wants to be where all the
wow.
people are. I don't know, I think
Oh,
she was switched at
wow.
birth. Yeah, I have no idea. Not one clue. Pretty sure part of some government experiment because I don't know that she has my genes. I have no idea. She's like a peopleist. I have no idea.
A
Bunch of
social
friends.
a social one.
Yeah. Yes. So, and then my 3rd daughter, I just have to make sure I have bail money if a boy tries to get too fresh for her because I think she'll shank him, allegedly.
That's
Allegedly.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm like, "Well, I've got one that I just have to make sure, she peoples a little bit more, one to make sure that she doesn't people too much with boys, and then one we just have to have bail money ready. Okay, I can get through that."
Oh, man. That's
And then the boys are a lot of raising boys is just yelling, "What I" raising boys is just being David Spade and Tommy Boy 24 hours a day. "Did you eat lead paint? What is wrong with you?"
oh my
That is what
god.
raising boys is. It's like, "Okay, well, why did you think it was a good idea to, hose down the trampoline and jump around?" With why? Why was that a good idea? And throw sand at each other. Was this a good idea? Like,
Oh my god, so okay. So like I said, I grew up with 2 little brothers and an older sister. I very much was a tomboy and played with my brothers all the time. A lot, like my sister was very, like girly, crafty. She liked to do the
Yes.
beading and all that stuff back when, the beads were a thing.
Oh, yes, friendship bracelets and beading. Oh my gosh.
Yes. Yep. And so man, we had this hedge around our yard. It was like just this, it grew on the fence. It was like 8 feet tall. It was a huge ass hedge. Well, it grew like figs on it. I don't know what kind of figs they
Ooh.
were, but it grew figs. And so one day we thought it would be hilarious if we had a fig war with the next door neighbor in which we would chuck them over the fence and see if we could hit each other. And
Were the neighbors aware they were involved in this war?
well, yeah, because the neighbor
Oh,
was, or
okay.
the neighbor boy, he was
Oh,
on the other side of the fence, chucking them
okay.
right
I was
back.
just making
And
all I can
yeah,
see are
so
these old people just getting hammered by figs, and they're like, "I don't even know what's going on here.
see
We
that
just
would
moved
have been
in."
funny. But no, funnel, like it was just the other neighborhood boy who was on the other side tossing them back over. But I just look back and I'm like, I mean, I'm pretty sure my brother got hit in the eye, and that's why we had to stop because, like, he got hurt, and then we had to go and be like, well, like, we were tossed, like, we came up with some excuse how he got hurt, like, getting hit in the eye with a fig, and it's just like,
Yeah, I always like the
why?
story that goes like, "What had happened was," and I'm like, "All right, I am here for this story. Tell me what had happened. I would like to hear this story.
Help me understand.
Help me understand the logic of why you decided that an entire bowl of sugar was going to be your breakfast." Because I buy things in bulk, so I have a storage. I, like, buy the big Costco thing of sugar, and then
Oh,
I have
nice.
storage, and, the youngest, most feral decided that he was just going to have sugar one day for breakfast, and I was
Oh.
like, "Okay, first, A, why did you think this was a good idea? B, you obviously had consciousness of guilt because you hid it, so C, explain this." And he's like, "No, a robber came in and did it." And I was like, "Okay."
Oh.
So a robber came in and made himself I yes, robblers and ninjas are, as Jody, Arias, they are common, bad guys in our house, especially when my youngest is concerned. He never did anything wrong. It was always a robber or a
See, and that's
burglar.
funny. It's funny that it would be your youngest because, in my opinion, the baby never does anything wrong. The baby can get away with everything.
Oh, no, this child was born with a face that even if he did nothing wrong, he was born of a face of guilt. This ch this child has the guiltiest face ever. I mean, he's got the cutest face ever, but he's got the most mischievous face in the entire world. He looks like he has done he could be out of school, and they're like, "I'm sorry, ma'am, your child's been suspended." He wasn't even there. So just
Oh, poor kid.
he's cute for his safety. That child has done more thing if he had been our first, he would have been our last.
Oh my
He was
goodness.
also he was also the one we found out about, 2 days before my husband's vasectomy, consult. So
Oh, surprise.
hello.
That's a fun surprise.
Yeah. Well, I gave him the best gift I could give him on his 40th birthday, and I can't ever top it, so I won't try.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's funny. See, at Mrs. Flux, like we're definitely we want to have kids. Just we'll probably start seriously like thinking about kids here soon now that we're both, I feel like, mentally prepared and all that good stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But she's like, I'm terrified because what happens if we like have a boy? Like, we don't know how to raise a boy. What are we gonna do with a boy? Like, how do you I'm like, well, we gotta
Um,
pray.
uh, so I will tell you, you are never ready. You are never ready because however ready you think you are, they hand you this child in the hospital and then they say like, "Okay, you're ready to go home." And you're like, where is the adult you're sending home with me?" Like this does not seem like a really good idea. I have suddenly realized I am really not mature and this was a terrible idea. We should have started out with a puppy. Um I'll be back in about 5 years. I think I will have matured by then. Pull an
Oh,
Amy
dang.
from Futurama, like, I'll be ready in 20 years. I will have matured by then.
See, and that's what I think about. I think about the fact that like my mom had all four of her kids, I think, by the age of 27.
Yeah,
And I'm like, I'm sitting here and I'm 32. And I'm like, oh, I don't think I would not have, ooh, like,
but you bring a different so there's different pros and cons. I think that you'll bring a different life experience and different things being, the age you are now, and then your mom brought different things being the age she was then. So there's different things. It's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just different experiences.
yeah,
All the things that you've done, all the things that Mrs. Flex has done, you all are going to have different things that you can give whatever, baby that you do have or child that you do have. It's just that's all that it is. And the one thing that I will tell you is whatever find what works for your family and then don't compare to other things. If and trust your boundaries and set them because look, things that work for my family will not work for your family probably because we're different families and that's
oh yeah,
okay.
oh
Like,
yeah,
hot mess chaos may not work for you because, you might be more of a, like, not hot mess chaos. You guys may watch Futurama during the day and other families might not or something like that. And it's all right. You don't Lord, it just that's why I don't like these momfluencers because they put so much pressure on moms who if you meet a mom who doesn't feel like she's doing or has mom guilt or doesn't have mom guilt,
uh-huh,
then you've don't haven't met a real mom, I think, because every mom has a mom guilt, every parent has parent guilt. So,
what is parent guilt?
well, like, oh, I should have done this a little bit better, or oh, I was a little short tempered here, or oh my
Okay,
gosh, I why did I do that one back here, or or like since I've gotten hurt, I wish I could go do this now, or things like that. So you just
yeah,
it's just definitely it seems to feed into this whole, online perfection kind of thing,
yeah.
which is odd because then they're always the same people that are like, it's body positivity.
Oh, I know, right? And they're like the first ones to be like the crazy ones.
I know. I'm just like, would you guys, can we just find a happy medium? Can we just settle with something happy medium?
Can we
Could
not go
we,
full crazy? Maybe not
yeah,
on the internet.
could we just tell people, "Hey, your healthy might not be a size 4, and that's okay, but, maybe not have your entire diet be McDonald's and Hershey bars?"
Yeah.
Could we have a happy medium between, you know, okay, size 12 is your healthy, and that is super okay and awesome because, some of us have hips, and that's great and fine. Be healthy as you can be for you,
Mhm.
But, also, you know, food is grown from the ground, so jelly beans are not a vegetable. I mean, just, things like
But they
that.
are beans.
True that. And jelly beans and jelly bellies are awesome. So, Ronald Reagan did have a point.
Oh, good
It's just
lord.
I feel like we just have lost. I mean, it's like the John Fetterman thing. I mean, could we find a happy medium between, homeless and business casual? Could we do a
Right?
Best Buy uniform? Could we do the, polo and khakis for everyone? Could we do
Yeah.
that instead of homeless man Uncle Lurch? I
Right?
feel
Like,
like
could we maybe put a little effort into our job or something?
I
Like,
mean,
you
don't
are a
make me have to run
senator.
for Congress.
Ugh.
Well, sort of,
And it's just
kinda.
it's crazy today.
Yeah,
Why is
I
it
mean,
so
they found the guy
crazy?
that possibly shot Tupac. I don't know.
Oh yeah, did you see that? Oh my god, I saw that news today. It popped up.
Yeah. It I didn't read the whole article. I was on with Nick, and I think Nick was, fading a little bit, so I made him well, I suggested that maybe he go ahead and take a nap and be done because I think he was exhausted, but he raised a lot of money, and that was awesome.
He did. From the last time I had checked in, I think it was over like $1,000.
I think it was 1,400, I wanna
Holy
say.
cow.
Yeah,
Nice.
so his liver is probably not
Ah,
happy with
he's a
him, but
Viking. He's good.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. Wow. But you didn't get to catch like what they really did? Cause oh my god, is
Uh,
it gonna go to trial and who's covering it?
I have no idea yet. I'll have to read it. I got sidetracked and, I was helping the boys figure out if, I was trying to look up something about skibbities. I don't know. It's this new thing on YouTube. They're
What?
talking
Skip it?
toilets. I
Oh
I
my
cannot explain it. They're these talking toilet animation weird things. I don't know what they are.
oh
It
god.
they look semi-demonic, but they're not as bad as Siren Head.
What is Siren Head?
Siren Head is, I guess, this creepy pasta monster person.
What's a creepy
They're
pasta? Like,
uh they're like these weird animated monster thing. My youngest son loves them, but they're just this weird, creepy, weird things on YouTube Kids. I don't I think they're terribly weird, but I don't
oh good lord. I don't
Bobby knows what it is. Bobby's like, "It's a skibbity toilet." Like, yeah, I have no idea.
Bobby, what is a skibbity toilet? Get
As far as I can gather, it's this weird animated toilety thing.
I'm fired for not knowing what a creepy pasta is. Why am I
So
what was I even hired for? It like
so
I'm fired from the House of
creepypastas
Fluff?
are supposed to be, urban legends that people kind of created. So remember Slender Man, those murders or the attempted murder by those 2 little preteen girls
Yeah.
of their friend? So
Yeah.
on Reddit, I guess, the the kind of goal was to make, urban legends and creepy sort of legends of unknown origin, allegedly, but you knew it was from the internet
Okay.
of I guess, I don't honestly, people it feels silly saying this since I'm on the internet all the time, but people need to spend less time on the internet.
I agree.
I mean, I can spend all the time on the internet, but, maybe it's Reddit people need I can't figure out Reddit,
Yeah, I don't
but
understand Reddit.
but
I've tried.
I've tried. I don't understand it. I don't get it. But I joined Twitter on protest just to figure out what everyone was doing and announced my streams. I refuse to join another platform.
Yeah, I
I'm
it took
trying to
a
figure
lot
out
of
Rumble.
it took me a lot of it took a lot of convincing to get me to do Discord. And I don't like I go on Discord like every 2 seconds or like I mean every 2 months. I always forget about it.
I go on just to kind of keep up with what's going on and different trials and that kind of thing. But I, I know this is going to be shocking, but these children keep asking to be fed and stuff. So I get a little sidetracked.
You know, I can imagine having the little ones would be a little distracting.
Yes.
Oh, well, it has been about an hour and a half, and I
Yes.
have taken up more of your time than I
Oh,
had
you are
asked for.
fine.
So I appreciate you giving me a little bit of extra time, and I will
This has
show
been fun.
it has been. We need to do more of this because I
Yes,
haven't been dedicating enough time to painting, and I'm
I
working on
know.
like 6 different pieces.
I
Hey
haven't been
guys, it's
doing
me again.
my cross stitch as much as I should. Like I said, I have several kits that I need to get done before I can order more. So
No
what
more.
Mr. Mo's like, no more. So what I heard was next month.
What is the one that you're what are like what's the picture of
Uh,
the one you're doing right now?
let me see if I can get it like a true influencer. I don't know. It's hard to.
I can't really.
Yeah, I'll have to. So it's the entire Sailor Moon cast, but they've all got their. Let
Ooh.
me see if I can, because I've got at least one of the.
Oh, you got a fancy setup there.
Yeah, I.
Oh.
So it's gonna be all the characters, kind of like the one up there with the. Oh, you can't see because it's not on, but kind of like the one on top of the sign.
Oh,
So
nice.
with the black. So yeah.
Nice.
No, I had to invest in a pretty good, frame because when I was in a boot, I was told not to walk because they weren't sure what was going on with my leg and why it was continuing to swell and do all this weird stuff, so they're like, "Don't walk on it." And I was like, "Okay, what am I supposed to do?" So,
You're
I
supposed to
decided
just
to
hover. Just hover.
just cross stitch, so that's I would just I think I yeah, during the Brooks trial, I think I got 3 done because that's all I did, and then I found the chat, so I stopped, boring Mr. Mo with he's like, "Are we gonna talk about Mr. Brooks again? Are we gonna talk about Brooks again? Because I don't wanna." And I was like, "No, I found people to talk about Brooks, so I don't have to bother you with it." He was like, "Thank
Oh,
God."
that's what got me like onto YouTube pretty much too, is because Mrs. Flux, like I'd sit there and I'd be like, oh, and this happened, and she would just be like,
I know, Mr. Mo was like,
okay.
"Why? I don't even know these people. I don't care about this trial. Why are you telling me these things? I don't know these
Right?
people."
And so like when I found our community, I was like, oh my God, people to talk to all the time. It was
And then my mom's
awesome.
like, "How is this a job?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, I don't know."
It
She's like, "So
could
are you
be.
planning to get a job?" And I was like, Sort of." I
If I
was
get
like, "Look,"
monetized, I'm making
I
money,
was
so
like,
that's
"Look, mother."
technically.
I was like, "Look, mother, I'm bringing joy to the masses." I was like, "No, mother, I'm just going to continue to be a giant disappointment." I'm just
Oh.
kidding.
Well, this is what I have
Ooh,
done. Let me see if I
I
can get
like
it
it.
in frame. I will probably be working on it a bit more,
Now,
but
are you using acrylics or oils?
I am using acrylics. I like oils, but also fuck oils.
oils never dry, and you have to use plastic wrap and
And
pain
then,
in the ass,
like,
and
switching colors is rough because cleaning the brush, and it's like, I like I like just, like, keeping all my colors kind of because I mix
yeah,
colors. None of my like, all of my paintings are pretty much, like, they're not there's no defi like, defined color, I guess? Like, I like having them all mixed in everywhere because that's how my brain is. My brain is just all the colors all
it's
the time.
yeah, it you need something to help you relax, and I like stabbing things over.
Hey, I can see the appeal of that. I can definitely see the appeal of that. So where could people find you? Because everybody needs to
Okay,
subscribe so that you can be a
alright.
successful YouTuber and meet Mr. Beast.
So tomorrow I will be doing the murder board to wrap up the Gareth Purse House trial. So behind me, there is the murder board. It's a giant whiteboard.
Oh.
I go through and I kind of explain the trial, explain the players, give you kind of a 30-minute to 45-minute just kind of rundown of the trial if you didn't get to watch the trial. And then that kind of closes out the trial. We did already get a verdict. Usually I do it before the verdict, but this week, I have been kind of scaling back a little bit since I had a flare up this weekend or this
Oh.
past weekend. And then I will probably be doing a little bit of a Delphi something or other else this weekend, but I haven't really decided because it depends on the weather because I wanted to try to drive up to Delphi this weekend to do some footage. I will not
Oh.
be going on Murder Bridge just because I already have a bad leg, but even if I was fully able, that just looks like heights and falling and terror already.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
I agree with
I
you.
mean, it looks like a cool place if I were a teenager and I wasn't afraid of heights. Like, that would be the place teenage me would have hung out. But older me that's afraid of heights is like, yeah, no, that's an insurance liability.
Yeah, like that whole bridge is like, yeah, those planks don't look very sturdy,
Old me is like, if there hadn't been a murder here, this is where a murder scene would be.
right? Okay, so real quick question before we go. Now, like for me, since I've been more into trials and kind of like true crimey stuff, now anytime I go on a walk anywhere, I'm like, a murder would totally hide a body here. Like, oh,
Oh,
this is
every time I go
totally
to
an area where
Walmart,
we would stumble or something.
I profile everyone. I'm like, I'm pretty sure you have a basement somewhere with stuff going on.
Right? It's
Mm,
terrible. And like we go on a walk, and I think like 2 weeks ago, we were going down this trail. It's me and Mrs. Flex, and we have our dog with us. And this dude is like power walking. And like I just got my eyes on him because I'm like, he just looks shady. He just looks. He's just a regular dude. But I'm watching him because he looks like a regular dude.
I
But those are the ones you gotta be careful of.
Yeah, I told Mr. Mo, I was like, "Now I have a puppy, I'm gonna find a dead body." I was like, it's always either the runners or those people is it I was like, I've never been a runner, so I always thought I was gonna be safe, but now I've got a puppy." So,
Yeah.
it's gonna be
Yeah.
Friberto with the skull in the forest, and I'm gonna be like, "Dave, I found a skull, what do I do? Do I walk away quickly and tell no one, or do I
Pretend like I
call
didn't see it.
you?"
Pretend like I didn't see it.
Or do I call you and you call someone and pretend I didn't see it? I
Yeah,
just
you
need to
just
know how to not be a suspect.
you gotta keep because at that point then you become a witness and then you have to go to
Yeah,
court and then it's just annoying at that point. It's just
yeah, I just need
inconvenient.
to but what I won't do is talk to the cops without my lawyer.
Never talk to the cops without a lawyer. Ever. That is the best
That is the
advice
one
anyone
thing
can
I have
give.
learned from this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm not even sure. I'm like, how are you doing today? Nope, I need a lawyer. I'm just passing you on the street. Lawyer?
Nope,
Mm-mm.
no. Like, I don't even see you. I'll do that thing I did in math class where I'm like, "I don't see them. They don't see me," right?
Right? If I
The
can't see you,
toddler
you
thing.
can. Yup. Well, thank you so much for coming and
Thank
hanging
you,
out
guys.
tonight and doing some cross stitch and chat. Thank you so much for hanging out. I know I didn't talk, I didn't pull up chat super last night, but when I do paint, it is kind of harder because I'm like painting.
Using your hands.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, my eyes are like looking at the painting and not so much a chat, but I see you guys. I see you guys. And also, replay crew. I love you guys. So guys,
Thank you.
oh yeah, Minecraft in the morning tomorrow. I'm not sure what I'm doing. I think I'm going to try and go back to the end and fight the dragon because the last time I did that, I'm going to try and do it better this time. We're going to see how that works out. So guys, thanks for hanging out tonight. Everyone who's super chatted, thank you. Thank you so much for the memberships. You guys have a fantastic night. Be excellent to each other and have a great weekend. Bye.
Bye, guys.